Welcome to section 1.6. In this video, we are going to start to learn how to solve or do word problems. I know a lot of people don't really like word problems, but they're not too bad once you get to take the time to work with them and slowly increase the difficulty. So in this video, we're just going to get a short introduction into word problems. So let's work through example 1. So whenever you do a word problem, what I like to do is, number 1, I like to box the question. So let's read through this word problem, and then I will explain what I mean by box the question. So Alex had $327 in his bank account and cleaned a friend's house. After the cleaning, Alex has $385. How much did his friend pay him? So the question is, how much did his friend pay him? So that's what we're trying to figure out. So let's box this question, because that's what our question is. And then for our second question is, are we going to add numbers? Are we going to subtract anything? Are we going to multiply? Or are we going to divide? So looking at the question, we want to know how much his friend paid him. We know that before Alex cleaned his friend's house, he had $327. And then after he cleaned his friend's house, he had $385. So what we need to find out is we need to find the difference or the pay gap between these two numbers. And to do that, we are going to subtract. So now that we got that, our last step is to subtract the two numbers. So we're going to start with the $385 and then subtract $327. Oops. And 385 minus 327 is 58. So his friend gave him $58 to clean his house. Looking at example 2, I encourage you to pause the video and give this one a try on your own, going through the steps I just went through. And assuming you have given it a go. In this case, for step 1, to box the question, it's not really necessary in this case because the entire sentence is basically the question. So, but one thing we can do is underline important information. So we want to know how many packages of gum you can buy if each package costs $3. So we know each package costs $3, and we know that we have $15. So we want to know how many packages in total can you buy if you have $15 and each package costs $3. So do we think we're going to multiply, divide, add, or subtract? And the answer to that question is we are going to divide. And now what are we going to divide specifically? Well, we are going to divide 15 divided by 3. And I got that because we want to know how many multiples of 3 we can get with $15. So in other words, as we've seen before when you divide numbers, this is asking us, 15 divided by 3 is asking us 3 times what equals 15? And 3 times 5 equals 15, so therefore 15 divided by 3 is 5. So in total, we can get 5 packs of gum. Five packs of gum at $15. Now moving on to example 3. I encourage you to pause the video and give this one a try on your own, assuming you have given it a go. Let's first start off by boxing the question. So we can read through the problem and see what the question is. So in the past month, Amanda has bought 12 more coffees than her friend Jenny. Given that Jenny has got 14 coffees in the past month, how much has Amanda got? So the question is, how much has Amanda got? Or in other words, how much coffees has Amanda got in the past month? So going through the problem, again, let's underline some important information. So we know Amanda has bought 12 more coffees than her friend Jenny. And we know that Jenny has got 14 coffees. So since we want to know how much Amanda got, and we know that Jenny has gotten 14 coffees and Amanda bought 12 more than Jenny, what do you think we're going to do? Are we going to add, subtract, multiply, or divide? And in this case, if you are thinking we want to add, you are correct. We want to add. Oops. Now, specifically, what we are going to add, or what it's going to look like is, well, we know that Jenny for sure has got 14 coffees, for sure. So we're going to start with what we know. We know that Jenny's got 14 coffees. And we know Amanda, it says here Amanda has got 12 more coffees than her friend. So we're going to add 12 to that 14. And 14 plus 12 equals 26. So Amanda has bought in total 26 coffees in the past month. Now, moving on to example 4, Stella has decided to go shopping and ends up spending a total of $53. Given that she has negative $12 after shopping, how much money did she have before she went shopping? So let's box the question. We want to know how much money Stella had prior to her going shopping. We know that she spent a total of $53 and that she has negative 12 after shopping. So given that, do we think we're going to add, subtract, multiply, or divide? And in this case, if you're thinking we want to add, you are correct. Now, what specifically are we going to add? Well, we know that she has negative $12 after shopping. So we know that for sure, that's a fact. So we're going to start with negative 12. And then from there, we know that she spent a total of $53. So we're going to want to add that 53 to the negative 12 to see what she had prior to spending those $53. And in that case, negative 12 plus 53 is 41. And then taking a look at example 5, I encourage you to pause the video and try this one on your own before we work through it together. And assuming you have given it a go, it says Joe and his friends went out to eat. Joe and his 4 friends decided to split the bill evenly. If every person paid $14, how much was the bill in total? So let's box this question. So that's our question. How much was the bill in total? We know Joe and his 4 friends split the bill evenly. And every person paid $4. So we have Joe and his 4 friends that went out. So that's important. And that they split the bill evenly. So with that in mind, do you think we're going to add, subtract, multiply, or divide? And in this case, we are going to use multiplication. Now, you can, for this problem as well, you can also add if you would like, but adding would take a little bit longer. So 2, let's write out the math fact. So we know we want to multiply two numbers. We know for sure that each person paid $14. So we can start with what we know. Each person started with $14. And we know Joe and his 4 friends split the bill evenly. So since Joe and his 4 friends were the people that went out, we know that there's a total of 5 people. So since there's a total of 5 people and each person paid $14, we're going to do 14 times 5. And that equals $70. And that is your answer. Thank you, and I can't wait to see you for the last section of the Unit 1.